Ladies and gentlemen,
boys and girls,
dogs and cats,
horses and mini horses,
monkeys and baboons,
monkeys and stuffed monkeys.
If you are a parent and you wired your babies,
let's just say they had places where you could attach wires to said babies.
One would have to ask himself, why would I put wires in a baby?
Well, we'll tell you why.
What has possibly gone wrong in this world of electronics? Are babies now the new AI? Are we going to stop eating the babies and just start wiring?
Wait a minute, we're not eating babies. What the hell are you talking about?
I was on some Epstein stuff here.
We have 1 hour.
We got 1 hour.
1 hour.
I'm sorry.
And we sure in the hills ain't eating babies.
Somehow Epstein got in my mind, but
move on.
Let's bring in Tone Smith, shall we?
Jesus.
It escalated quickly, Tone Smith.
It always does.
It always does.
I don't know what happened, Tone.
When does it not?
I wish you guys could see me while we're doing that because I just sit here and laugh.
Yeah. It was going great. I thought he was building something.
I don't know. I think I got affected by some kind of MK Ultra type.
At least one of us laughs. I'm sitting over here like, come on,
God damn it, Tone. How was the weekend?
The weekend was pretty good. What the hell did I do this weekend? Oh, spent some time with some family I hadn't seen in a while. That was nice.
Did you do Italian stuff?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course we did.
Did you see the picture that he sent the other day?
The chicken parm taco.
Yeah. I was like, what is that?
Crazy. I don't know. It was so good, though.
Italian so good. You Italians, I swear. Look, nevertheless, let's not wait. We only got an hour.
Yes.
This is one of my favorite hardware jammers to ever compete in hardware jams.
He's a legend.
Let's bring in the babies that are wired, the Wirebaby.
Also known as Mark.
Hello.
Hey, Mark, how's it going, bud? Yes, we have the Wirebaby here. No, sit down, you guys. Sit down. It's going to be okay.
What's going on, Wirebaby? How's life been treating you?
Good.
Did you
Very short answer, Wirebaby.
Wirebaby, I can sense you're a man of few words, so.
Well, that's true, yeah. I put my back out over the weekend.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so that's...
Were you doing naughty things in the said naughty house there, Mr. Wirebaby?
It was in the garden.
No, that's where it always starts. Yes, that's where it starts.
He was rewiring his garden.
Got it.
Yes, I understand. For a long time now, and Grace as my witness, I have tried for 2 years to figure out, and if you think it's an understatement, go ask Grace Griffin.
Yeah.
But I've tried for 2.5 years to get Wirebaby to visit Monkey Island, to, I don't know, stay around Monkey Island. And the more I tried, the more it didn't happen. And one had to believe that Monkey Island may be a little bit too volatile for said Wirebaby.
It's past my bedtime usually.
No. Well, that's the easy way out. God damn it, Mark.
I'll take that, Mark.
You could have made it more interesting. You could have said, "You monkeys are vile, you bastards."
He has been, though, Jonesy, to have you for
Mark,
many years.
I've looked.
Yeah. I've been a huge fan of you for a long time, and I know you know me in your chat and Hardware Jams, always saying you're the king of
You ain't the only one.
West Coast synthesis. I'm speaking for myself. We ain't tied to the hip. But I've always called you the West Coast synthesis guy, whether you know it or not, but you have a huge element of that, and I won't dive too far into it. Let's kick it off with one of your tracks immediately so we can hurry up and get into these questions because we got a lot for you, Mark.
Great.
All right. Up first, we have 142. All righty, here we go.
damn. Let me say, God, go ahead, get it out of the way, Tony. Go and get it out of the way.
Damn.
Damn. Mark, I had to write some notes down real quick. First off, let me just say this. You like my old math teacher that flunked the shit out of me one time. Maybe twice.
Should have tried harder.
Yeah.
You should have tried harder.
Damn. First off, where did you come from? You don't look like the person that should be making types of music like this. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay? I just described who you were, or at least who you look like. But how did you find yourself in this genre of music?
Well, it's been a long journey. So I was originally sort of as a youth into progressive rock.
Okay.
And at college was in a small band where I made silly noises and so forth with a home-built synthesizer. And then I went to Canada. I spent some time working there and had a band with an expat mate of mine called the Bad Marks. We did a couple of cassette albums. And then I carried on doing some music with hardware, but it was very sort of ad hoc and not very focused. And then sort of around 10 years ago or so, I finally got a door which I actually understood and could work with, and I started doing music in the box. And I sold a lot of the gear which I had and just focused on in the box music. But then after a while, I started acquiring hardware gear, and so slowly built up quite a lot of Eurorack focused gear and modules, and making music with that. And the music right from the outset, when I was at college, it was sort of into Tangerine Dream and Kraftwerk and bands like that. And more recently, I've got into sort of things like Max Cooper and rival consoles and the sort of more modern electronica, Katrina Barbieri and so forth.
Yeah.
So quite a wide range of musical influences and tastes, I guess. But
I would just say you incorporate all those components very well. You are a true master at your craft.
Well, it's very kind to say that.
Well, I don't throw that shit out just liberally. Like you really have to get my motors going before I start dubbing people as a true master of their craft. And ever since we listened to you on Hardware Jams, every jam you have ever created has been a masterpiece. So you are definitely on par with what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's very kind to say so.
Yeah, 100% agree. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, it's funny. We have a chat, the three of us, and Marilyn as well, where we talk about specifically these shows. And we started talking about you today, and I immediately stopped and said, "No, I'm not giving these guys any ammunition. I don't want them stealing my questions." So we would have gone on for a while about it. So we stopped.
This is true. This is true.
You mentioned that you were making music with synthesis when you were young, and it was unfocused. And it kind of surprises me because I think the best descriptor of your stuff is focused. You use Eurorack in a way that is neat and tidy and very focused. So my question would be, a song like that, you're using a really diverse spread of sounds, but you're doing it with Eurorack. I know it's a patch and you're making a patch every time, but do you have this stuff planned out ahead of time? Do you start making a song and go, oh, I know what sounds I want to use, plug this here, plug that there, and go? Or are you creating off of what you've patched and where that takes you?
Yeah, it's a great question. And the way I set up Eurorack is slightly different to how other people do it, in that I have, it's all MIDI controlled.
Okay.
So I have, rather than VCOs, I have digitally controlled oscillators which have a MIDI input.
Right.
And then I have sample player, which is MIDI controlled and so forth. And when I was young and I made my first synthesizer, the big problem for me was it was never in tune. It was crap.
Yeah.
And so, and the trouble with the difficulty with Eurorack, once you get over 2 oscillators, it's very difficult to make everything in tune. And so through trial and error, I sort of hit upon having essentially a MIDI control for the tonal aspects, and then using voltage control for the modulation aspects. And so then everything controlled with the Hapax sequencer.
Right.
And so essentially what I've built is a big beatbox. Or,
very powerful big beatbox for sure.
But what I like about it is that I have quite a small rig, but I have sort of up to 15 different timbres I can just pull upon.
Okay.
And so that's how I can get quite dense sound and have melody parts which switch to different timbres.
It's great. It's a great way to do it.
Well, it works for me anyway. So
yeah.
I don't think the purists in modular synthesis would
Purists.
And coming to an earlier point that you made, Tony, is that I try and do intentional music,
right?
In the sense that I have tried and played around with sort of algorithmic music, but it's never very satisfying to me to have the machines controlling the note input.
Right. You're still writing songs.
Yeah, but I'm programming it. I'm not a player, so.
As chaotic modular can be, does hardware jams, themes, do they help you stay on I don't want to say like a one mindset track, but does it help you at all tame your modular setup?
Yes, it does. I think there's 2 aspects. One is that I focused into quite a small rig, and I actually spend a lot of time switching modules in and out. I have a much larger rig elsewhere, but for the hardware jams, I just focus on a defined sized group of modules and rig, and then having this sort of prompts from the hardware jams is just brilliant for me, because otherwise I'd just be never completing anything. Because with modular synthesis and actually making things in the box, it can be so open-ended that it takes forever to complete a track. And I've worked with collaborated with people, and sometimes it takes us a year to finalize a track, whereas for the hardware jams it has to be done in the weekend.
Right.
And what I try and do is try and get it done on the Friday or the Saturday, so that I have the rest of the weekend to do other things. Because otherwise it can take over all the time. So
right. And I think that's the challenge of it too as well. Yeah, should we get to a next track?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our next track is Because I Love K.
Ooh.
Okay, and here we go.
Yes.
So goddamn dreamy.
Yes, Tone Smith.
I love how comfortable your music is. Like, I listen to your songs, and again, you're using a chaotic instrument, and you're making these like warm blankets of synthesized songs. It's great. So I have a two-part question. The first, I wrote down what I think K is on a piece of paper, and we can reveal. I want to see how right I am. I just don't. I wanted to know if I got it or not. But I'll answer that afterwards. Going back to the comfort thing, are these conscious decisions you're making? I know I talked to Lamont about this a little bit earlier. He was talking about the difference between West Coast and East Coast synthesis, which I knew were things, but didn't really know why. And I read into it a little. Everything's so like warm and analog and like crunchy, but again, like softly crunching, comfortable. Are you making those decisions based on, or those sounds rather? Are you basing them on what you put in them, like what modules you put in there? I mean, I've kind of answered this already in my first question, but I don't know. How are you getting there?
Well, I think yes. I like those sort of warmer, subtly lo-fi type sounds. I'm using a lot of mellotron type samples.
Right.
And then there's the soft piano, which comes with this one with the distinct NT module, which is the piano from Spitfire Audio, which is a brilliant piano sample set. And then I like adding a little bit of distortion. And I think it's something which I'm still sort of learning how to get distortion sounds to be subtle and to be, add that kind of warmth. So yes, it is intentional. And then with the East Coast versus West Coast sound, so I always, usually for the ARPs, I'm using low pass gates. So they're very plucky, the sounds.
Okay.
And then the bass sounds and the vocal format, if I'm using that, they're all going through a standard sort of filter, subtractive filter type of approach, which would be the East Coast type approach.
So who or what is K?
Well, this is a hardware challenge, which was a periodic table challenge.
Okay.
And so there's double meaning.
Right.
I trained as a chemist, so it was right up my street. And the name of my wife is Kathy with a K, and her birth date is the atomic number 19, which is the atomic number of potassium.
That's crazy. So I did write down potassium. I don't know how well you can see that, but and it's funny because I thought that too. I was like, all right, K's either his wife is K, or
I thought his wife,
kid,
for sure.
or his dog, or something like that. And then I watched the video and I was like, is potassium K? Like I looked it up and
It is,
awesome. Really cool. I really like the way you tied that all together. That's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. When I say things like create audio, make noise, Buchla, all these products are very, or they can be very geared. The Behringer ARP or the Behringer 2600, all these things can be geared to West Coast synthesis. Has anyone ever stopped to tell you, hey, you have a very, there are some tracks that really sound like Snoop Dogg and some West Coast rappers can rap on them. Has anyone ever told you you are a West Coast synthesis artist?
Only you guys.
But it's never crept in your mind, Mark?
Not really, no.
That's even more genius. Yeah, it's just hard for me to imagine you when you listen back to I'm sure you listen back to your own stuff. You really don't have a UK type sound. I know that may be foreign to you, but here in the States, you have a very
distinctive West Coast sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, shit. Maybe we need to get Grace to do a hardware jams theme based on West Coast synthesis, and Wirebaby just do what he naturally does.
You shall win, son.
You shall win. But didn't you have like a West Pass or a East Beast at some point?
No, I never had those, but there are other people in the hardware jams who have those.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you had one. Okay.
Yeah.
Before I forget, and I really want to know, but to Tony's point earlier in his question, it seems, and correct me if I'm wrong, because maybe I missed that part, but are you building these tracks in the song format, or are you calling them jams? Because to me, they are definitely rise and falls with that would go along with the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I program them as songs. So it's essentially the sequence I have has a very good song mode. And so you can set up a template right from the outset. And that enables me to have an A section, a B section, and sometimes a C section. So usually with the jams, I'm programming a section, then I'll copy it over to B and make changes to it and so on, rather than live programming clips.
Yeah, so I wonder if that falls back to your chemist analytical mind of you have to have structure, and you want. My brother and I, we jam, but our theme based is songwriting, like we write songs. So every time we did a hardware jams theme, it was always not a jam, but it was in the song format.
Yeah.
But it seems like you too kind of work around that same kind of algorithm.
Well, it's what I feel comfortable with, and what I find sometimes difficult is actually just taking one loop and then slowly evolving it and making it so the piece of music evolves and changes over time, and that's something which I struggle to do well, I think. I'm just more comfortable with sort of having different sections and trying to move as best I can with seamlessly. That's never quite seamless from one section to the next.
Right. And I often think, because the three of us were all songwriters, that it's because we don't want the jam to get stale. Like, it only makes sense why you would write in the song format, because you want the rise and the fall. You don't want the stagnant place of a good track.
Yeah.
And before we go to the next song, where did Wirebaby come from, real quick, if you can just...
So that came from my wife. She said to me one day, "You're spending more time with your Wirebaby than you are with the rest of the family."
I love this
so
woman.
good.
I love this woman.
Oh shit! Look, Mark, you do realize that's the last shit you want to hear, right?
and so at the time, I had a very poor sort of artist name of Mark Sinister, which I had from way back in college, because I'm nothing sinister at all. But my mates teased me that I should be Mark Sinister, and so that's the name that I'd previously made music under.
Well, kudos to you for being smart enough to take your wife's advice and implement that as your protagonist, sir.
Much more important question. Are you spending equal quality time with your wife?
I tried to, yes.
Oh, Mark, you're too honest, bud. You're too honest.
That's the most important, is that you're trying. Okay, our next one is exactly 1,000 notes. Okay, here we go.
anything you fucking can't do?
Good.
It's very hard for me to find chaos in most of your tracks. Just knowing the setup that you have to work with. But there are some things that are made obvious to me every time, and that is the ability for you to have precision, complete control, and the number one thing that stands out to me is your ability not to oversaturate a track, and your patience is impeccable. How do you navigate around patience and not oversaturating your music?
It's a good, interesting question. So I think in the Eurorack, it's very easy to pile sounds one on top of the other, but then the overall mix can then just become very muddy. And so I think trying to create space in a piece of music is really important to try and achieve. And clearly in the piece we just heard, there's the challenge which I took from there was to just use 1,000 notes, which meant that there was a very limited palette of notes that one could use in a 4 or 5 minute period of time. And I think that was a really good learning point for me, because it was in that circumstances it had to be sparse, but at the same time try and make it sound full as well.
Is there? Can you give me a little bit more input on the patience aspect? How do you find patience?
I don't really think about it. I just, go ahead and make the tracks. So are you thinking about the way the sounds develop and the
right, and
music develops, or are you thinking about my patience in doing it?
Well, I mean, 1,000 notes, Mark, and the ability to let it breathe, but there seems to be like you hold yourself back, or you found a way to hold yourself back and really and you're able, like, you're a chemist, so that precision and being able to hold yourself back and not hurry up and deliver a note when you know there probably should be one there. Yeah, it creates space, but you seem to have that patience through all of your tracks. Is there something you have to fight back in order to have that ground?
I don't think I consciously think about that aspect, but I'm very aware that if I have a chord sequence, it's very tempting to put an arpeggiator running at 16th notes, and very quickly it becomes very dense. And unless you have something interesting going on with the arpeggio, then it can sound very derivative. And so thinking about interesting timing within the arpeggio, or having fewer notes, or more recently on the hapax, using the ability to create randomizations so that a note may or may not play within an arp, so that it's constantly changing over time. So
yeah, I mean, that definitely answers it. It kind of, I think you kind of wait to see what kind of feedback you get from your equipment too. Like, is there a reason for me to jump in and do something more if you're inputting your data incorrectly?
Yes, yeah. So are you familiar with Talk? And they have a great album called Spirit of Eden.
Yes.
Well, that'd be my holy grail, to get a sound
Okay.
like that, which has that sort of the elements where there's space in the music and the music breathes. And the other aspect I think I'm conscious of is that with electronic music, it's very easy to have a repetitive sequence where the notes, there's no dynamic, there's not much in the way of dynamics in it within the sequence. And so trying to introduce subtle variations over time can help it sound more organic.
Right.
So I'm certainly thinking about, can I make the music sound less electronic and not be very rigid in terms of a lack of variations over time.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
And that strikes me funny because you said you're trying not to sound as electronic, but yet the equipment that you're using is 100% that. But the fact that you're trying to, you're trying to go analog with what you have is, it says a lot, because it says you're wanting to use the equipment that you have in a very unique and different way than it's supposed to be used. And I wouldn't say that you're finding a boredom spot, but it will lead me to the question of, how do you find your spark? How do you find your creative moment? What does that moment come from, that singularity? Like, oh, I will start with this particular instrument, or is it just a free-for-all?
It tends to be a bit of a free-for-all. I do find it very useful having the prompts from Hardware Jams, because that gives me a starting point. But some things can come a little bit formulaic, in the sense that I'll think of try and come up with an interesting chord sequence, and then a second chord sequence which could make a different section, and do they actually move smoothly from one to the other? And then can I take that chord sequence, make a bass line that fits with it, have some arps or arp type elements to it, and then can I think about a melody which cuts across the notes and is a melody which goes on for longer than a couple of bars, maybe 4 bars or over 8 bars or something, and has some kind of resolution or call and response. So I try and think of those kind of elements as I'm going along.
Do you think, because you've been doing this for quite some time now, those things would have hampered you or hindered you in some sort of way, as it would have taken time to come up with the bass line, versus now you can adversely more fluidly come up with things because you know what rhythmic patterns you can get away with, and you've been doing it so long it just comes natural to you to whip up a track?
I think I'm still learning, so I feel now quite confident and fluid on the haptics. So I've been using it for a couple of years now, and for me it's a sequencer which I feel comfortable working with. I think that I still struggle with drum programming. It's very easy to end up with 4 on the floor and just and not think creatively about the drum programming. So that's an area which I want to improve on, and then having a bass line which fits in with the drums and vice versa. And that's something which I think I struggle sometimes in getting a good groove, and so trying to work have something which feels good and has a good vibe throughout is something which I want to achieve, but I don't think I necessarily achieve it very often.
Right.
One of my favorite things about Third Ear as a show and as a format, we really, knowing what we're going to listen to and talk about ahead of time, lets us do the Third Ear thing. Really, like, deep listen, analyze, active listen, whatever you want, whatever weird buzzword you want to call it. But my favorite part that is the result of that is people I don't know or don't know well. I mean, I know your stuff. I've listened to a bunch of it. It's awesome. But like getting to know each individual person, like, informs me that my questions are going in the right direction. The way I analyzed someone's music, it's a connection that I get to make.
Validates you.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to ask, this song, you had a really good shot of your gear set. I mean, your gear shots are usually very informative as to what you're doing and what you're using. So this was kind of an overall question. But now getting to know you, knowing that you were a scientist, that you, your experiences in music overall, the way you're approaching songwriting, the way you're approaching making jams, you seem to have a wonderfully powerful collection of gear. The Hapax is insane what it's capable of. You have a Eurorack that, from the modules I've seen in the different videos, are very purposeful, and just in the background right there, I see you have that Cosmos, which might be the most powerful delay in hardware format that's ever existed. Did you set out to that? Did you just say, hey, this piece of gear does everything, let me find out what I can do with it? Or are you looking to really, I feel like this is going to be the answer, you're really looking to impart order and structure the way you want to be able to create? How are you making those decisions, the gear purchasing, basically?
Well, sometimes I feel like I'm run an unprofitable music shop. So I am a bit of a gearhead, and I do buy stuff, but I then also sell stuff. I buy things secondhand, and also make modules from kits and so forth. So with the rack, which I use for hardware jams, there are certain modules which will never leave that rack, and I've settled on them. But there's others which I've been switching in and out, trying to find the right sound and really optimize things. So, I'm very happy with certain elements of the setup. I use the 1010 blue box for the recording, and
super powerful piece of gear.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And then the Distinct NT provides me with FM synthesis, so I can run 3 instances of a DX7 and then 4 sample-based instruments, just in one little box. And so there's certain things which I'm really happy with, but then other aspects I'm sort of swapping in and out. So I'm never quite happy with the drum sound, and I haven't really sort of optimized that at this point in time. And so I'll be making, and I have been making, gear purchases to try different things out, and if I don't find that something doesn't work, then I'll sell it on eBay and buy something else. So
the great purge.
Yeah, to my point, that's a very scientific way of going about it. You are finding what works, you're getting there, and then you're experimenting where you need to, settling on your hypothesis and looking at the results. The results are awesome. I rather like your drum sounds. So I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it because it's pretty good.
My foot was tapping the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I do like unorthodox drums. You got time for one more?
If we make it quick.
Yeah.
You're going to surprise us?
I sent one of my favorites. I sent her 2 just in case.
Okay. But, so the one I'm doing is Doom Bien.
Yeah, do the
from
Doom Bien.
2025.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Alrighty. Here we go.
Damn.
That's one of my favorite ones. Just watching that kick cane just
It's so satisfying.
my God, and all the fucking parameters is right there. I know you spent time with that kick cane dialing that shit in. That's not one of my questions.
But wait, that's my turn, you greedy son of a bitch.
Oh shit. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Anyways,
I got 2 questions I want.
I need to know, before we wrap it up, what do you want the people to take away from your music and style?
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question. Damn.
Take your time. I mean, hey, but don't, because we're in a time crunch right now.
Well, I just hope that people enjoy listening to the music. There's no sort of inherent message in it. But I just hope that people enjoy listening to it and find it interesting, as I found it to make. And as I've had great fun making it, and I hope that other people have fun listening to it.
Yeah, I see. You see there that type of question just bust Wirebaby's ass wide open.
Yeah.
He can't even keep himself. He doesn't know what hit him right now.
Right now, he's talking to his super fans.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do that. I get it. Go ahead, Tom.
After listening to all your other answers today, I'm going to guess that that's not one of your favorite of your own jams, but I could be wrong because it seems different, very different than the others.
It is very different, and it's using a different Eurorack rig
Yeah.
for the main one. So there I'm just using a single oscillator. And so one of the sort of challenges which I've sort of set myself is to try and make interesting music with a single oscillator.
Right.
And then pass out the output of the oscillator to a sub-oscillator, and then to also put it through different filters and effects units. And you can go a long way just with a single oscillator.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting challenge to try and do it.
Yeah.
And obviously there's a couple of percussion sounds in there as well.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing for a single oscillator, right?
Yeah,
That's
it really
just-
is. I didn't think about that.
Okay. If you can answer these real quick. Okay. Give me 4 boxes that need to be checked off before releasing the jam. And are there plans for ambient soundscape projects?
So, sorry, how do you mean 4 boxes that need to be checked off before?
I mean,
You
so
mean in terms
I
of-
would imagine you have certain criteria before you
Okay,
release a
yes.
jam. Give me 4 boxes that you absolutely have to check off before you release one.
I'm happy with the overall start to finish of the music. I think it's musically interesting. Then have I got the right sounds? And then are the levels right? So although I record stems all the time, I in the hardware jams, I just take the master mix, and 95% of the time, that's what I submit. Very occasionally, I might have to take one of the stems and just raise up a particular level, or take down a level by inverting the phase on a particular stem against the master channel.
Yeah.
And then the other thing which I'm experimenting with is that it's interesting from a video point of view. And that's something which I'm still sort of learning. It's not something I put a lot of effort into, but it's something which I enjoy experimenting with.
Yeah. Yeah.
It adds a lot when you get it right.
Yeah, and it's important when you put visuals to it, because that can hinder you or it could make you look successful.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it
Because
also.
I know that people want to see hands-on gear, and the way I
Right.
do things is not very hands-on. It's mostly pre-programmed.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be adjusting filters and levels and so on during the course of the jam. Occasionally, I'll use more hands-on gear for some other jams, but most of my ones are fully sequenced from the outset.
Yeah. Okay. Are there any plans for ambient soundscapes from Wirebaby?
Yes, I would like to do more of that. I have done a few ambient things.
Yes, I've seen, but it's not too many of them.
No. I'm fascinated by one guy in Japan who has this ambient modular channel, and he sets up a patch and sets a stream and just leaves it running for like 9 or 10 hours, and it's remains interesting throughout that time.
Yeah.
Not that I listen to the whole thing from that 9 or 10 hours, but certainly, if I'm sitting on the computer doing some work or whatever, then having it on in the background for a couple of hours, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So that would be something which I'd like to try and do something similar to.
Yeah, I'll definitely look forward to that. I mean, shit. I think you'll be very, very successful in doing that. And if you ever get a chance, listen to the Machines One, because he also does something similar where he will let all of these random modular things just fire off for like 12 hours, and it always stays.
Yeah, it's always good.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Wirebaby, for coming on the show. I hope you start just submitting some of your old stuff in for Popcorn Night.
Oh,
I really want people to understand what type of artist you are. You've got a lot of stuff that you could submit, sir. Like you could submit 2 jams at once. You got a bunch of 3-minute jams.
Yeah.
So it'd be good. You don't have to be around because I know you need to get your sleep. You know,
My beauty sleep.
our time frame is way different from yours, and we totally get that. But submit some jams, and
Not everybody can be like Cressy, where he changed his time zone.
Yeah, Cressy had completely changed his time zone.
It's dedication.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But with my brother, like he said, and for me, well, I guess for both of us, Antone and Meryl, it's been a treat that we actually got the Wirebaby on third year. It was something that was sought after for a very long time. We're glad it came together, and you are a freaking treat. Even though you do remind me of my old math teacher. Son of a bitch. I tried. I don't have the smarts, man.
Don't have the math smarts.
I can't do the math. I don't math well.
I don't math well either, so that's fine. Tone, you got anything left to say?
Did I hear you put out a record of some kind recently? Is that a thing? Am I misunderstanding that?
No, I think it might have been in the chat this evening on
Hardware Jam. Someone said something about that.
A couple of years ago, I did this with a mate of mine, which is Sinister Cutlery. So, but it's more in the box type.
Wait, bring it back up.
Can you hold that up? We're going to blow your image up.
Sinister Cutlery.
Look at that.
It's a clock. That's great.
I kind of want to know what that's about now.
Cool.
God damn it.
Definitely looking that up
Okay,
right
where
now.
can we purchase said product?
On Bandcamp.
On
on
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
Oh, look at that layout.
Look
That's
at
wonderful.
that.
Oh, look at that. Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we're going to have you link that down there. We're going to get that Bandcamp
we'll link
link.
that in the description.
I'm
But it's
excited
very
to-
different to
excited to check it out.
Wirebaby. So
Oh, it's all right.
It's all
it's
right.
got guitars on it, and
There's nothing wrong with
mostly
that.
done in the box.
Yeah.
I mean,
Very
I
cool.
like the tablecloth CD backdrop too. It's just
With the plate and the
plate on it,
and the knife and fork with blood on it.
yeah. It's
That
very
was all
sinister.
done. That was done by my daughter. So
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Nice.
Oh, let's see that again
Yeah.
one more time.
Well, there you go. You have a sinister
She's good.
daughter, sir.
That's very good.
and then when you take the CD off,
The plate's empty or something.
there's the eyeballs.
Oh, put it up, put it up a
Yeah,
little
put
bit
it up
more.
more. You might want to just check on your daughter from time to time. That's,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be a bad
That's-
thing. I don't
yeah,
think.
Mark, for
That's
you
clever.
to okay this, Mark.
Yes.
We need to have a separate podcast because
yeah.
there's something dark going on here that you're not telling us about. I'm sure of it, but it is also in our hopes for third year. Cresthead released an album. Echo Craft released an album. No Lake released an album. Now we're learning Wirebaby has released something. Grace Griffin has released something. Simon has tons of things. We do want to get all of these artists back on so we can talk about released albums that kind of went under the radar and deep dive in those questions. So keep your info webs open, Mark. We're going to probably be contacting you here real shortly.
That was very, very fun. Thank you so much.
Okay, you are watching this on a Thursday night.
Which means tomorrow's Friday.
Oh, well, and right after this is Jazzy Sprinkles.
Jazzy's with JRC, Jonathan R. Cross.
Go
Get
watch
your ass over there and get a handful of sprinkles.
And then, like he said, tomorrow's Friday.
Popcorn.
You know what to do. Submit the track. Wirebaby, submit 2 tracks. And you got more than enough.
That's right. And also wait a few hours after this this here televised show and hype the mother effing channel. I don't even want to curse around Wirebaby. I might want to spank myself if I do.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm going to feel bad if I do.
Swipe and hype.
Swipe and hype. That's the
You
Tone
know
Smith
what to
would
do.
say.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Sunday, it's coming up real quick here, ladies and gentlemen. You have the Synth Samurai Productions doing the Synth Kumite.
At 7:30.
7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out the Kumite. You also have Get Jervis.
Yes.
It's the greatest synth show in the
It's
UK.
the only man who can play with 2 pussies with 2 hands and a synthesizer.
I only go there for Jackson. I'm Team Jackson.
I mean, Hardware Jams on Monday is a great show.
There you
but
go.
I don't know if they can beat the goddamn Get Jervis.
yeah, they have little. He has
He has a
Jackson.
cat.
He has a cat. Also, if you're, been searching around and some of your synthesizers have broken down and you don't know what to do and you've sent them to this guy.
Guy at Radio Shack.
And that guy didn't know what to do with it. Go to Kent Spong at kentspong.com to get your synthesizers repaired.
Yeah.
Check out all of the synth renegades that are tied to the Synth Samurai production. Check out the Monkey
Island?
organization.
Monkey Island.
I don't want.
This dude's going on too
Okay,
far.
much,
gone on too
much more important. Check out Wirebaby.
Check
Check out the
Wirebaby.
Wire
And
Baby.
thank you so much, Wirebaby, for
Yeah.
joining us. It was an absolute pleasure. Like they said, he's been jonesing for like 2 years now.
2 years.
To have you come on, so it's definitely a treat for him today.
And
Well, thank you
Wire-
very much. It's been
Yeah.
a pleasure too.
Well, hell yeah, Wirebaby. Real quick before we go, blow your back out in the garden. Got it, buddy.
Got it.
All right,
I'm gonna
on
go
that
work
note,
in my garden after
Yeah,
this.
and we'll have all of Wirebaby's things in the description.
Yes,
Don't forget,
absolutely.
go check this man out.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you very
thanks
much.
everybody.
Love, bye.
Bye.